Hello everyone, welcome. This is Kenpachi and today we're gonna talk about Rise of Kingdoms. Today I will try to show and explain the best and alternative options for second actually skills at Siege of Orleans. Why? Because I did the first part and now this is the second part. A lot of new commanders added this time, and like I said at my previous video, this may confusing, yet I will try to make it simple as I can. Also, it will be part by part as infantry, archer and cavalry. So if you like my videos, please do not forget to subscribe and like. And if you did that already, get ready. Let's get into it. Welcome back. Now these auxiliary skills become more complicated. Lots of new commander will open and you can swap the first skills too, and that is a lot of things. By the way, if you don't have the commander or didn't open it yet, it won't show on the commander list. So that confused me too, and since I don't have all the commanders unlocked, it's just like I was confused. But I gathered as much info I can get, and unfortunately not even rock officials don't have the full list at hand just to give it to me, but finally I figured it out. So I will try my best to explain which ones are good ones and why and how it works. Before we start, I have to say this important note again. Some skills are powerful enough to be called, as meta, but do not forget this. Everything depends how you play and how is your gear and all. So be cautious and try to find your best suitable option. Okay, let's start with infantry. Infantry is now again more normal damage oriented due to smite damage commanders. So according to this, we can easily say Sun Tzu Prime with anything is our primary smite commander pairing, right? If you are using only one infantry march and it's Sun Tzu Prime with any other smite damage commander, I would recommend still Pyrrhus as his first auxiliary skill. It gives 10% health, which is perfect stat for everything, and 15% march speed, which is again great for slow infantry marches. Plus to this, if you're outside the alliance territory, your troop will deal 20% normal more damage, meaning your smite damage get 20% bonus. For the second skill, Sargon is looking great. Not many of us have him. Even if you had him, he might end up swapped or reset it on those events. But if you have him, he gives march speed and pure damage bonus, and also a chance to get extra damage bonus. It's really strong one. Unfortunately, even if I'm being an infantry main, I don't have him. But no worries, we have other options. We can make Pyrrhus as our first skill for all the time, and we can go with the secondary ones. And with the secondary ones, we can go with Guan, Alex, or Richard. These are the pairs. Guan has march speed and attack, Alex has the same, and Richard is pure stat. Now if you are using double smite or 3 infantry marches, then your second and third pairing can have Martel, Constantine, Pakal, Leonidas, Jules Caesar, or Mehmed in ranking order. Let's start with these commanders and what they are giving. Let's see. Martel skill is a pure and huge stat bonus, 20% defense and health are crazy good, and on top of that you gain 20 march speed. Come on, it's just insane. So this will be my first choice for the secondary infantry march again. Like the previous video, I said this exactly same thing, and this is the second march skill. And you can pick Richard for pure stat too. I mean, that's also another option. And if you're not using Martel there is another option. Constantine and Alex for health, attack, and march speed stat. Another one can be Leonidas for defense stat and rage gaining. With him, you can put Guan for attack and march speed. And the last option might be Pakal for health and march speed stats, which Richard for defense and attack stat. As you may notice, I try to put a march speed bonus all the combinations to work it. Because even if you get the most damage oriented skills, you really need to have march speed in order to catch or retreat safely. So that's why my list looked like a bit different than you may see before. Now if you are using Scipio Prime or Ragnar Prime as your third infantry march, we have some options for that too. First one is Mehmet, and yes, Mehmet has many other options, can be usable as archer or anything, but again, you can, if you have the third skill damage infantry, you can use Mehmet and Guan for skill damage bonus plus attack and march speed bonus. Other option is Pakal and Zenobia for health, attack and march speed. And the last option is Constantine with Alex for big health stat with the big attack and march speed. For this march, skill damage infantry is not very optimal these days, yet still viable, but fragile. I tried to put some survivability stats, which he needs that, and also with increased damage output kind of skills, for the Guan, Pakal, or Mehmet, so it will increase their damage output. So now moving to archers, QSH is our first choice for archer pairing. For QSH auxiliary skills, you can go with Big Bada Boom way. Put Mehmet and Edward skill, both increase the skill damage a lot and spread chaos. Yet it will be slow as hell march. But hey, who doesn't like the big bada boom, right? I mean, yeah, I like that. But of course, we have other options. You can go with YSG for 100% archer attack and rage gain, along with the Edward skill damage boost. Or you can pick Cyrus and Elcid and have attack, defense, and big march speed stats. Or maybe Cyrus with Tutmos, and with this you can have attack, defense, march speed stat. Also, you can debuff the enemy with Tutmos' third skill and increase your skill damage. For more than one archer users, I can give a couple more options like Tutmos and Tomris. You can get attack, defense, damage bonus, march speed, and also you can debuff enemies' defense. Another one, Artemisia and Tutmos also viable, or maybe Nebu and Edward, even Henry with Edward. All choices are looking good, have their own capabilities, but like I said, I'm giving the ideal one first, then adding the balanced and can work ones as the second or third options. And remember, choice is always yours, because doesn't matter how good commander skill is. If your march is slow or not have the proper set on your things or you have the different playstyle, it will underperform for sure, so make sure you get the right commander skills on your commander. Now it's time for the cavalry. Cavalry commander pairing is built on combo damage, and for the most people it's GG with Achilles and Arthur with someone. Anywho, we want proc damage commander skills, and it's from Alex, William, or Elcid. We can get those. For GG Achilles pair, first option is Alex and William. Both has proc damage, which is crazy combo damage will happen. Red numbers, everywhere red numbers. Will be like that. But if you are using Alex on infantry, of course, we have other options on this one too. Sid and William has the same effect, or you can pick more safe and stat-wise option, and it's Pelagius with Saladin. And if you are using two cavalry combo pairing, then you can go with Sid and Saladin. Other than this, there are no more proc damage commanders in our hand, so other options will be stat and survivability wise. So you can go with Saladin and Attila, or Pelagius with Saladin. These are the survivability stats, the pure stats. It's not like combo damage, increasing combo damage, or getting triggered by combo attacks. It's just for pure stats. Of course, there are people who loves cavalry and wants to use one more march, and it's probably gonna go with Huo. Then you can use Mehmet's skill on that march. And if you're already using that on other march, I recommend Pelagius stat. That skill gives again defense stat, and to be honest, we all will need that more than you think. And along with Pelagius, you can go with Epic Belisarius. He can give you another defense stat. Or if you are not using Saladin anywhere, you can go with Saladin, Osman. Osman gives a small damage output whenever you use active skill, since Huo has a low rage requirement and fiery skill like a machine gun. So this is not a bad idea. And lastly, you can go with Saladin and Honda, which I don't know if anyone have Honda these days, but that's another option, of course. By the way, I never mentioned Philip, yet Philip's second skill has stats on it, and you can go with any of the troop types. Yet I believe he will be more productive if you use him as commander, not as auxiliary skills. So I never mention it, But Philip can be usable, which gives stats for every troop type, and we can use him. But I believe he will be more productive as a commander. And lastly, for siege pairing, for smite, siege pair, Gaja pair, I told you I found a good one for siege and speed up the KP gain, and it's Khan skill. And the second part won't affect you, and the first part just rage reduction, and it's great for siege match. To launch your skill more frequently from safe distance is perfect, and for the second skill, Matilda gives tons of stats for siege, and it's absolutely insane. For skill ones, you can go with Trajan and Osman, or you can pick the Smite recommendation if you are using one siege march. Now, let's move to garrison and rallies. It's a little bit tricky, but I'll try my best. Now, let's go with infantry, rallies, and garrison. Rally with infantry is a smite damage pairing, so our first choice again Pyrrhus, due to his skill, gives you outside of the alliance territory you gain 20% normal damage increase, great for rallying enemy structures, or you can pick Pakal for health and damage bonus, but Pakal can be usable as secondary Aux's skill because it gives 40% attack with clans. You can remove debuff on your rally with that, and that's a good touch. So that might be another option for it. And if you need more tankiness on that rally, you may even go for Richard or even Jules Caesar. And for infantry garrison, definitely I recommend Zenobia as first skill, or YSS and Wuzetian also are good options. And of course, again, Richard and Caesar as side options. For second skills, for garrison, Constantine has a good counter for cavalry rallies, and again, YSS and Vuzetian again good options too. And for cavalry, now we have Attila, but mostly we are using him as a rallier, so that we may not use, but we can pick Pyrrhus, of course, or Saladin first or second, Attil first, Caesar first, or Chandra's first skills as auxiliary skill. Of course, proc damage one is still viable, and to be honest, it's gonna be increase the pressure, and because the rally situation, you will proc it, you will increase the pressure, you deal more damage, and they have to fill it more frequently. It will be a great advantage on your side. For garrison wise, for cavalry, I believe Attila and Saladin have good synergy for sustain and spread the destruction. And for archers, I don't know if any archer garrison stands strong on any flag, so I cannot give you my suggestion for it. But of course, any damage reduction skill or any, general like YSS and Wuzetian skills, general damage reduction, general stats is perfect for it. But no specific archers there to help to get better traits. But for rallies, for archers, you have alternative. If you think you're going to get swarm, Richard's skill is for all troops. That will help you to survive. For damage wise, Tutmos is still looking great because of the 15% damage increase outside of the alliance territory in rally situations. And if you are controlling the field, that gives you the great edge. Or even for Tomris for debuff or Nebuchadnezzar for counter swarm is also good options. Like I said, now we got so many commanders and many skills, and it may seem complicated or confusing, yet the ones I gave you is the most rational and the fit ones. I will make a part 3 of this and we'll cover the next commanders and the third skills, and of course, if there are any changes going to happen to first and second skills, I will cover that too. Alright, thanks for watching, and before I forget, we have a pass opening at 30th April and I will stream it, so do not miss that. Also, I will make a preview zone recap to show what we did. Well, I hope this will help to people. If you like the video, consider subscribe and like. And I'm a low spender, I'm here to show you game can be played without spending tons. Therefore, if you need more, check out the channel, you might find more you want to know. And if you have questions, comment below, let's discuss it. In channel, there will be many quick guides like this, so stay tuned. See you next time. Ken out.